Hi everybody, Patricia Worby, Alchemy Therapies here, just doing a very short video today on gene therapy, actually looking at your genes and how they're read as so-called epigenetics. Very, very important because they control everything about you, and certainly from my situation, it's very key for me at the moment because I've just been diagnosed with Hashimotos thyroiditis, which is an autoimmune condition where your own body starts to attack your thyroid and you start to become quite sluggish, you're tired all the time, you put on weight. For me, I also had problems with cold hands and feet, my hair was getting very dry, basically I couldn't maintain my body temperature, and it even affected my gallbladder as well at one point. So I'm now on artificial thyroid hormone, which is something that, as far as conventional medicine is concerned, is a long-term, forever until I die. I shall be on artificial thyroid hormone in order to supplement what my body is no longer producing. But for me, this isn't the solution. I feel that I would like to know what's going on upstream. In other words, what's causing my body to attack itself, because that's not a normal situation. And it became obvious to me that I needed to look deeper, and so I've actually given a saliva sample through the post to a company called 23andMe, and I've had my genes sequenced, which is something undreamt of a few years ago, and is now quite routine. And I've had the results back, and I've been looking into that, and I've discussed it with a nutritional therapist colleague of mine, and we're now working through my results, and here they are. So basically I've run the data through an online program called Strategene, and Strategene is set up by Dr. Ben Lynch, who is all over the internet at the moment because he's just published a book called 30 Genes, where he puts forward his theory that we may be born with a set of genes, but it's what happens to those in our lifetime, the sort of effect of the environment, that turns them on or off. And he's sort of looking at how you can therefore tailor your nutrition and your lifestyle to basically make the best of what you've got. And that's certainly what I've been looking at. So the results of my gene epigenetic result, in fact, is that I have 5 genes to be concerned about where I am what's called homozygous, which means I've inherited a bad copy from my mum and my dad, and so the two together are usually, when they're expressed, in other words, when they're allowed to be read and produce proteins, the proteins are less efficient. Now, if that's an enzyme, which is a protein in the body which enables reactions to occur, that's a real problem, because that means, things are not running as they should be. And so the 5 genes that I have a problem with are, in order of probably significance, MTHFR. And I'm not going to go into what MTHFR stands for. Suffice to say, it's to do with methylation. And methylation is a way that the body turns on and off genes, and also detoxifies stuff in your body. Food that you take in, some of the toxins that you breathe in or drink, just everything that's around us, stuff that you breathe in, as I said, is particularly potent because that goes straight through into the blood very, very quickly. So MTHFR then is one that I was particularly interested to find out, because it kind of explains a lot about me. It contributes hugely to liver issues, and the liver is just so key to how you're going to actually operate in life, how you're going to feel. Do you feel sluggish? Your liver's likely struggling. If you've got like bags under your eyes, you can see I've got that. Apparently there's even the reason why facial lines occur as well, and that's liver issues as well. So it just absolutely makes perfect sense why I've always struggled with paint fumes. I've always had difficulty with alcohol, but as I've got older it's even worse. If I try and drink more than a quarter of a glass of wine now, I get horrible not migraines, but really bad detox reactions where I feel absolutely terrible. So it does explain that. It also explains why I'm not digesting very well, because the liver basically is involved in detoxifying all your food that you take in, and if it gets clogged because you're not able to rid the body of this stuff, it backs up, and this causes a problem with bile flow. And bile is involved in fat digestion, and so that explains a lot for me why my skin and my hair are getting really, really dry, why I'm not absorbing vitamins the way I should be, because a lot of them are fat soluble, and why I have always struggled the whole of my life with migraines. It just absolutely explains that. So MTHFR, a major one, but it's also linked to the next one in the list, which is GST, and this is to do with glutathione. And glutathione is one of the most powerful antioxidants in the body. It helps to mop up things called free radicals, which are sort of unstable atoms that kind of bounce around and cause a lot of mayhem in the body. And it also means that you're unlikely to be able to detox heavy metals in your urine. So the end result of that is you get more and more chemically sensitive, and I've always struggled with paint fumes, mold, perfume. Can't bear it when I'm near someone wearing really strong perfume. It actually makes me want to gag. I really can't detoxify it out of my blood, and so it gives me an instant headache. And my mother's the same, weirdly, which kind of points to the genetic link too. The glutathione, very, very important. That works synergistically with MTHFR as well. So it's no surprise those two are both bad. And they are both linked with thyroid hormone as well. They both need vitamin B2, which you're likely to be deficient in as well. And, you have to really supplement that if you want to recover well, and that's something that I'm going to be starting as soon as it arrives. So now that I've been tested and I know that I'm low on glutathione and I simply can't recycle some of my toxic compounds in my body, I'm going to get straight on and do that, which I never would have thought of had I not have been genetically tested. My third problem is with a gene called PEMT, which causes me problems with choline production. And choline is required for bile production, which again links with the previous one, and cell membrane integrity. And cell membranes, if any of you are aware, cell membranes are like the brains of the cell. We used to think it was the nucleus of the cell, but we now know it's the cell membranes that control what happens in the cell, what comes in, what goes out. And if they are not working properly, you are likely to get sluggish, toxic, and your mitochondria, which are your energy production organelles in your cell, are highly membranous. They're like massive load of convoluted membranes inside those, and therefore I'm very likely to have problems with energy, which is another factor that obviously I'm aware of. A couple of other things, BCO, which apparently is to do with beta carotene or vitamin A. I can't convert beta carotene to vitamin A, so I'm going to have to supplement that as well. And finally, one called FADS, FADS, which means I'm likely to struggle with conversion of fatty acids. So I tend towards being sensitive to high levels of particular polyunsaturated fats like arachidonic acid, which is in just about everything really. And therefore I'm likely to have more inflammation because they're pro-inflammatory. So goodness, that was a real revelation for me, all of that. It makes perfect sense. So I've been building up toxicity. My liver isn't detoxifying properly. Bile flow is being affected. And therefore, my immune system is just on overdrive. And instead of attacking the things it should be attacking, it's just got trigger happy and it's attacking everything else. And thyroid is so linked with this. That basically, instead of just taking thyroid hormone, I really have to look at supporting my liver. So I'm going to be taking certain things that do that for me, like milk thistle. I'm also going to be eating more leafy greens because they're also really key for vitamin A. I'm going to supplement vitamin A on top of that, and not beta carotene, which is in most vitamin A supplements. So that won't work for me because I can't convert it. And then finally, I'm going to be taking loads of, liposomal glutathione, which should help immediately in how I feel, give me more energy, allow my cells to start detoxing, and therefore the backup, it's like my drains are blocked basically. Once I start the drainage better, lymph flow, bile flow, hopefully then my thyroid will rebalance itself. I truly hope so. Anyway, I'll hopefully keep you updated on that one, but if anybody wants to contact me, I'm on alchemytherapies.co.uk, and I'm very happy to both, consult, which is my field in trauma and stress and the effects on the body, but also happy to share experience as well if other therapists want to contact me. Okay, that's it for now. Bye for now.